Hey everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Iman Alford.
And I'm Stefan Alford with this beautiful queen of mine.
And we want to tell our story on how we met.
Yes, let's do it. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. So are we gonna tell the real story?
Yes, it's always going to be the real story when I tell the story back.
Okay, and me too. I just need to make sure.
You just had to put that out
I just had to put that out there because,
there's no fake story.
I mean, I'm just saying there's two sides to the story always, and we need to make sure these people know the real deal. So
okay, let me get right to it. So, well, Stefan and I, we are married now, obviously, but we met exactly, is it 7 months ago?
Almost 7 months ago. We still in the 6 month mark.
Still? Okay, it's just so crazy to me every time I think about how I've only known you for 6 months.
Let me see. So June, July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, it's still November. It's not even December. Today, but it's the 14th.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, 6 months.
Okay, so we've known each other for 6 months now, and we've been married for 1 month.
Yeah.
And we got engaged October 28th, and we got married October 29th.
Yeah.
And I know that is, somebody commented on my Instagram, it was like, was that a typo? No, that was not a typo. We really got married. So there's so much to that. Yeah, we should do that for another video.
That's a whole nother video. That's a whole We're going to wait on that one, baby.
Okay, but how we met. So it was May 14th. I woke up around 8 in the morning, and no, that's not right. That's not right, because I got the receipts.
I was waiting. I was gonna pull them out.
Okay. I actually woke up probably around 9, because when I woke up that morning, I had a DM from this man, and we were not following each other. We don't have any mutual friends. I never heard of him, never seen him before. And y'all, let me read y'all the message that was on my phone. It says, "Hi Iman, my name is Stefan Alford from Chicago. I can understand that this may come across random and unexpected, but that's just how life works sometimes. I get a sense that you are someone who I'd be interested in learning more about, as I am glad that I discovered you. I'm a man that is very intentional, so I decided to start with this message. I hope it finds you well. I would be honored to connect with you." So, babe, you slid in my DMs. But what's crazy is that the night before, I was praying. I was praying to God for my husband, and I didn't go to bed until probably 3 a.m. that morning. And so my dad had came to me a week before, and he told me to write down everything I was believing in God for in a husband, because I was so over dating. Like, at this point, I had become discouraged. I was tired of being disappointed. I was tired of dating, period. And so that's why I prayed, and I just asked God to send me the man that he has for me. I prayed that he was bless me with a man that would love me like he loves me, and that is good for my destiny. I remember saying, God, I pray for a man that would be good for me 80 years from now. Like, I was so descriptive, and I went into great detail about what I wanted in a husband. Also, that same week, my godmother was telling me that she was praying for single women, and was just praying for their husbands. And she prayed for me while I was at the table, while she came over to my mom's house, and she prayed over me. She was just like in agreement with me that I'll meet my husband, and she said she's praying that it'll happen just like that for me. And for whatever reason, it just grabbed a hold of my faith, and I sent her $100 in her Cash App to her Cash App, and I named the Cash App Just Like That. And that's like our inside joke. Just like that. And
Just like that.
7 days later, my husband manifested. So I just pray that, you know, we can just encourage someone or women to just believe that God is faithful and that it can happen just like that, because it happened just like that for us.
Right.
When I prayed the night before you slid in my DMs, that's what I prayed. I said, I pray that it happened just like this for me. And it did. I just really believe that nothing was impossible with God.
Yeah, and that's the key, the foundation. God had led me to you in that morning. I think it's a certain time where God says, "Okay, enough is enough." We laugh at that because I always say enough. Like I have that sense of humor, but there is a time, and this was our time. You know, we didn't realize it. You never know when it's going to happen, but there's a season of just preparation, and we were being prepared for this moment. And it's been a special ride. It's been a special journey. And I will say that, you know, to anyone who's in the process of waiting or seeking, you know, for like a companion, you know, just know that there is a time set aside for you. In preparation, you know, there's development, and in development, there's God's forming, and I want to share with you that it led us to a moment where we both were ready. And it's super special because what we saw manifest within these last 6 months, you know, it may seem like it all happened, you know, super fast, but when it's time, you know, for you, like it's gonna happen just like that. So that seed that she sowed, it activated like our momentum.
So for me to wake up and read your message, I'm like, who is this man and where did he come from? And
you were shook.
Why are you? You know, I was just completely shook because I just thought about how I had just prayed last night. So that thought did come to my mind, but at the same time, I'm like, oh no. He from Chicago. I'm in Memphis at the moment. I had just moved back to Memphis from New York. I lived in New York for 10 years. And I had also told God that I wanted my husband to be in Memphis too. Because I'm like, I'm not doing no more long distance.
You was done with it.
I was done with it. I'm like, he need to be wherever I'm at.
Listen, I don't blame you for the people who are dating long distance.
It's
tough.
It's tough.
We did it.
We did it. Yeah. For a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so read your message. And yeah, I decided that I was not going to respond to this man's message because I'm like, one, I do not know you. Let's start there. And you gonna send me this long paragraph. I'm like, no, It's a setup. It's the setup. I keep falling for the wrong guy and be coming with all this energy, and it gets me nowhere. So that was my mind. So you sent me that message at 8:34. Probably around 11 a.m., my best friend reaches out to me. She calls me and she's checking on me, seeing how I'm doing, because she knows for a fact that I've been through it a lot this year. And so I'm like, girl, why this man just sent me this long message on Instagram? Yes, it's a long message.
Long message. Shout out to day one.
India. I said, why does this man send me this long message on Instagram? She's like, who is the man? She's like, let me see his Instagram. So I sent it to her, and she's like, I think you need to respond to him. I'm like, why do you think I need to respond? She's like, it's just something about him. Like, I like how he messaged you. I'm like, but we don't know him. We don't know anything about him. We don't have any mutual friends. And so she was going on and on and on and on how I need to message him. It went in one ear and out the other. And I let her talk, and I decided I still wasn't going to respond.
She took 4 hours to respond. It took me
Why did it take you so long?
I know. Like me now, wish I would have responded the second you DM me.
We missed 4 hours of our life.
We missed whole 4 hours, but you know, it's fine. So she calls me back 2 hours later, waiting for an update from Stefan. And I said, there is no update because I did not respond. She said, me and Stefan, we do not have all day for you to message him. And so
we was here in the spirit.
And so I finally decided to respond. And I just said, and look, I didn't respond till 1 o'clock that day. It took her hours to convince me to respond to him because, like I said, I was tired of being disappointed.
You were fatigued.
I was fatigued. I was so tired of dating, like completely
you had
over.
Dating fatigue.
I had dating fatigue, like.
That's a real thing.
It's ghetto out there.
Yeah.
And so it was too much. But I put myself back out there and just believed, you know, that anything is possible. So anyway.
Babe, I'm proud of you. I just wanted to say that I'm proud of you.
Okay. Thank you, babe, for being proud of me, for responding to your DM.
Yes, for responding. She could have ignored.
That was the plan, was to ignore. But, you know, the Lord saw fit that I respond to you. It changed my life forever.
I don't know what it was that Saturday morning. I was like, you know, I felt compelled and felt very urgent to seek out my future wife. Let me go on Instagram and let me just start searching. I was typing in hashtag virtuous woman, hashtag Proverbs 31. I was doing.
So you knew you wanted a specific kind of woman.
I did. I mean, I have a criteria.
Okay, you have a standard.
Yeah, I have a standard. Yeah, I have a standard.
That's it, ladies.
I just didn't
have
want,
a standard about yourself.
I didn't want a woman off the streets. You know, I need to make sure she was ready for the moment, you know, for the DM, you know. Because when I came hard, you know, I did, honestly. Like,
you did.
I knew exactly, you know, what I wanted in a woman. I knew the type of woman that I wanted, and I knew the character of the woman that God was showing me her to be. Because I prayed this. I prayed that God would show me someone who has a servant's heart and someone who I can actually say, this is my wife. I wanted to be able to identify who my wife was, but I had no idea this Saturday morning, May 14th, 8:34 a.m. would change my entire life. Yeah, I put the time in it because, you know, I put time into a lot. Like, I'm very intentional about when I do things. I didn't know it would be 8:34 a.m., but I just remembered because it was so special.
Oh, babe.
It definitely was, and it still is.
No, it's special.
And yeah, so I reached out to her, and she read the message. I wanted to make sure I came to her correct, only because I took some time. Like, before I sent her that message, I took time to like really look at her profile, really look at her videos, and you know, she definitely set some booby traps for me. Yeah, because
what got you, babe?
What got me was the fact that, first of all, the initial beauty, obviously. I looked at your page and I'm like, man, she's gorgeous. She is like someone who I can see myself with physically, right? So you checked that off. And then the next thing you checked off was the family values. When I looked at your videos that you posted, I remember seeing videos of just my Memphis fam, just like celebrating each other, like enjoying each other. I saw videos of your mom and dad just like enjoying each other, dancing, and you know, shout out to y'all. I love y'all.
Okay.
And so when I reached out to you, I was like, you know, I gotta come correct. And so that's what happened. And I'm so glad I reached out to her. I wanted to let her know my intentions. I remember finding out she was in real estate. You know, she said she had moved from New York into Memphis. And then she told me that she did it for a certain reason. I was like, what was your reason? She was like, God's leading. I said,
oh yeah, wait, we gotta tell that part. Okay. I asked you, I said, so how did you find my page? Because it is unexpected, like you said. And this man said, being very honest with you, I stumbled upon your page this morning. It hit me like, man, you better message. Not to sound weird or desperate, because I'm not. I'm just a man that also goes by God's leading. I'm seriously looking for a wife, and I desire to be married in the near future. You checked off a few areas that apply to my desires, and you simply made me curious enough to want to discover more about you and your world. I enjoy your style. It's extremely classy, and I like that you credit God. I'd like to know your story if you're willing to share your journey. I'm reading that message like, who sent you? Like, did you come from God or did you come from the devil? Because you sent another long paragraph. The paragraphs was messing me up.
It was messing her. I had to give her a lot to digest. I didn't even know that I was, interested in a woman who thinks a lot. Like, she's a thinker. Like, she processes things, and most women are on that level, but I can tell, like, she reads into it, like, on a lot of levels.
On a lot of levels. I'm like, now, what's your reasoning for everything? Because when I asked you, so how did you find my page? Like, I need to know. But you gave me a whole... When you said, I'm just a man that also goes by God's leading, you had my attention. I'm like, okay, so...
Yeah, so that was important to us.
Yeah, that was important because the night before, I'm praying for this man of godly character. And so when you said that, it like hit me a little bit. That's why I got curious.
The night before.
I had never had anyone to message me and to talk the way that you talk to me. It just felt like I was already connected with you in some kind of way, especially when you said, I like to know your story if you're willing to share your journey. Like, certain things that you said just made me feel like some way we are connected, because it reminded me so much of myself, like how I speak to people. So those were like trigger words for me. I'm like, journey? Like, you want me to share my journey? Like my testimony? Okay, like I got a story to tell. I responded back and said, oh, wow, okay. It's the boldness for me. I'm here for it and I respect it. I'm definitely willing to share my journey and would like to know more about your journey as well.
Yeah, it was very important to me that she didn't think that I was just around here just sending a lot of messages, a lot of DMs, because I definitely wasn't. It's rare. Like, people who know me know that it's rare. It's extremely rare. So that's why I wanted to make sure that she knew that that this wasn't a normal process for me. But I wanted her. I wanted you to really understand, like, how serious I was about you. Like, that's how I wanted to come across, because that's what you brought out of me. It was nothing that was forced. It was nothing that was pre-planned, but it was definitely intentional from my standpoint.
Okay. After you DM'd me, it led to us having a FaceTime call.
Right.
And the same day, like same hour. Like, we're just messaging, and then this man asked me if we can talk offline. I'm like, talk offline? Like, you don't really know me yet. But he's just Mr. Confident. He wanted us to talk immediately. You called me, and I'm like, no, you need to FaceTime me. We talk on FaceTime for about an hour and 30 minutes. Immediately, we knew that we were interested in each other. Like, that 1 hour 30 conversation was so special.
It was special. Like, it literally, sparks was flying everywhere. Like, as soon as I saw you, I was like, oh my gosh, like, you look 10 times better, 20 times better over the phone. I can only imagine how you look in person.
Yeah.
And so from that moment, I'm like, all right, so all I got to do is meet this woman in person.
Yes.
I had prayed that God would help me to identify who my wife is. December leading up to the year that we met, and he did. So I'm like, the next thing is I got to see this woman
in person. After we fast, we set a date for us to meet in Memphis. So he decided to come to Memphis, and the word that Steph pulled up on me. That was so special. Like, roll the clip. Like,
I'm gonna let the clip roll.
So I pulled up and I'm on the phone with Steph and I'm asking him, where are you? I'm here. And he is nowhere to be found, but as you can see, someone is recording me and he tells me to pop the trunk and I'm like, okay, so where are you? This, mind you, this is our first time meeting in person. So finally he comes out, and when he comes out, he has roses with the date that he slid in my DMs, which is May 14th, 2022. It's cool.
You got someone who's coming to bother this grand romantic gesture. Well, you have to say more than that. You better welcome that boy, girl. Give him some Memphis charm. All right. Okay. Anything to say about the surprise?
Steph pulled up on me with roses that had the date that we met, 5/14/22, on the roses. That was so special to me. Like, I had never met a man so considerate and so intentional. And I remember just praying to God that night before you messaged me for a beautiful love story. I prayed that God would give me beauty for my ashes.
Yeah, so those who are watching, just want to encourage you just to keep God first in all you do. Just know that our story is orchestrated to be on display. We know that we are called to be able to share our love with you.
God's love.
Yeah, because we want you to know that He did remember you. Like He remembers you. He remembers us. You know, He remembers everyone. It's just a matter of time for you to meet that one.
Yeah, I do. I believe when God says that in His word, He make everything beautiful in His timing.
Yeah.
And I just feel like for me meeting you this year and just literally 6 months ago, is so beautiful to me, given everything that I experienced.
Wow.
Especially this year. Like, this year was a very hard year for me, emotionally. And so you just feel like you just came at the right time. But I just feel like God is just so good.
He is good.
And He allowed
honestly.
you to come at the most perfect time in my life.
You came in and disrupted my whole plans. my whole world. Like in a good way though. Like, you know, as men, we have this regimen. Sometimes we have vision. I'm a visionary, so sometimes you have things up before God that you want to see come to pass. And I had a certain order, honestly. Like, I wanted it to manifest because I wanted to make sure that, you know, when my wife arrives, that she's able to enjoy even more benefits of the labor. So I'm that guy. I had to, you know, put all that aside, you know, and really look at the blessing, you know, that God had for me in Iman.
Yeah.
So I just want you all to know that this woman, this is my best friend right here. So we're doing this video because we want to show you that it is possible. With God, all things are possible. And you know what? And do you remember that scripture when I went to Memphis and I sent it to you that morning? I think it was in Psalm where it talks about they that sow in tears will reap in joy.
I remember because God kept saying it to me, I think for like months before you came.
Oh my God.
Like to encourage me.
I don't know, it hit my spirit just to look at that, like the sowing and tears. Like there's a season of just sowing and tears at times. And sometimes that don't feel good at all.
No, it don't, because I feel like I sown many tears before you came. But when you came, joy came, harvest came. I just felt like this is just It's so beautiful. And everybody knew, everyone that was connected to us supported us and was like, this is it. And this was in our first week of meeting, like face to face. Everybody said, this is your husband and this is your wife. And we knew ourselves because we had just got off a fast.
Yeah.
And it was really special. So I just pray that everyone enjoys, our little love story. It was beautiful. You made it so special.
I'm glad. And shout out to the fam. Thank y'all for just being a support system.
Yes. And so I'm so happy that that everything worked out. I'm happy that God's plan prevailed. Oh my God, my earpiece. Well, that's it, y'all. That is our love story. That's how we met. I hope y'all enjoyed our little videos. And
Yes.
This is our first YouTube
First
video.
one, baby.
I don't know what our next one will be, when it will be, but we're gonna know.
I think we should. All right, y'all feel free to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and just remember that if God remembered us,
He'll remember you.
remember you.
Ah, that was cute.
Love y'all.